I'm Henry Ramos, and this is the news in San Antonio. A colorful symbol of pride is at risk. A new directive from Governor Abbott is targeting San Antonio's rainbow crosswalk. The governor says it is in the name of safety, but local advocates don't agree. Simone Simpson has reaction from city leaders.
We cannot erase who we are and the contributions that we make in our communities.
Maria Salazar's words weighed heavily in Thursday's city council meeting.
We're going to be advocating for our visibility from here on out.
Visibility that has been ordered to be removed after Governor Abbott's directive to TxDOT to clear Texas roads from political and ideological messages being a distraction on the road. Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones sent us a statement about her meeting with the city attorney and city manager that reads in part, quote, "They shared they are awaiting additional information from TxDOT to ensure we understand the full scope of what may be impacted. As mayor, I remain committed to balancing our community's transportation needs with ensuring everyone in our community feels safe, welcomed, and supported."
It's going to be a trying month for all of us.
I was so upset.
Councilwoman Secor expressed passing a resolution drafted by the LGBTQIA+ Advisory Committee to support the Rainbow Crosswalk. She had a conversation with the mayor.
We had been under the assumption that because the crosswalk was on city roadway, that TxDOT would not be able to come in and paint over it, but as was happening in other states. So we had prepared the resolution, and so our conversation was to discuss whether we should move the resolution forward.
We don't need it though. They're nice to have, but that pride rolls on.
Simone Simpson, KENS 5.
A high school student is now facing charges after officials say a gun was found in his backpack. Northeast ISD sent a letter to parents saying there was a report of a student who had a gun at Lee High School. Administrators say they searched the 18-year-old student's backpack and found a gun. NEISD reports the student was arrested on charges of unlawful carrying in a prohibited place and possession of a stolen firearm. Imagine walking out your front door to an inferno with your neighbor's house collapsing in flames. It happened in a San Antonio neighborhood Wednesday, but now the flames are being replaced by hope as neighbors have already started a fund for the family. Sue Kalberg has the story.
Many of the neighbors here on Pike Ridge tell the same story. They heard pops, they saw smoke, and many of them jumped into action.
I know 5 different people called 911, so everybody was quick to act as soon as they saw the flames and heard everybody screaming.
They thought their neighbor was trapped.
And we know that she has health problems, so we panicked. We really did panic. We really did get scared for her.
When they realized the couple who lived here was safe, they turned to protecting property. Somebody was fighting the fire with a garden hose.
Yes, they were fighting the fire with a garden hose, yes, until the fire engines got here.
Firefighters got the upper hand in about 15 minutes. The cause is still under investigation. The result is not. Everybody here says help is on the way.
So as soon as something like this happens and we know that one of us could help or somebody could help, we don't even think about it, we jump straight into it.
They're going to need as much help as they can get with getting her back on her medicines and getting them a new place to stay.
Just like Guardian Angels, the neighbors have set up a fund to help at KENS5.com. We have that link. In South San Antonio, Sue Kalberg, KENS 5.
A massive voter registration backlog in Bexar County is shrinking fast. After weeks of long hours and dozens of new hires, election officials say they're finally catching up, and they promise that every eligible voter will be able to cast a ballot in November. Elisa Nieves got an inside look at the work.
Inside the Bexar County Elections Department. It's what voter registration coordinator LaTanya Burton calls,
I would say, controlled chaos.
The county's now cleared nearly half of its backlog, roughly 33,000 applications left to process, down from nearly 70,000 over the last week.
I would say we're about 55% through everything.
Elections Administrator Michelle Carew says since the new team system went live, they've added 40 more temporary employees on top of the 9 they hired earlier. This team works the second shift, inputting data till midnight.
We went from processing anywhere from 1,500 upwards of 4,500.
Each temp must clear a background check and complete cybersecurity training. They're working toward one goal: process 5,000 applications a day.
It's tedious because it's detail-oriented.
The voter registration deadline was October 6th. If your application was postmarked by that date, you're eligible to vote, even if your card hasn't arrived.
Rest assured, we are on the job, and everyone who is eligible to vote in the November 4th election will be able to cast their ballot.
Bear is the largest county in Texas using the state's Teams software. Officials say there have been glitches, but nothing they can't handle. 3 weeks ago, Carew told us she is 100% confident the backlog will be cleared before early voting begins.
And I believe that we will be 100% done a week from today.
Alicia Nieves, KENS 5.
As we continue celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, we are recognizing a local researcher. He's helping lead a fight to study cancer in Hispanic and Latino communities. And as I learned, this work is very personal.
I didn't have to learn empathy, right? Because I lived through it.
At 8 years old, there was one word that changed the life of Derek Rodriguez,
I was diagnosed with rhabdomyosarcoma.
a rare form of cancer that impacts the muscle tissue.
I asked myself, why? Why did this happen? You know, is it because I didn't go to bed on time early or didn't eat my vegetables?
As a child, he went through chemotherapy and radiation. And during that time, you will notice in photos, he always wore a hat.
Because I had no hair, all of my eyebrows fell off.
Going through life's toughest battle, an idea was sparked in his young mind.
Your superhero is your doctor, your oncologist. And so my initial thought is, oh, I'm going to go to medical school.
Life decided to take another path. Rodriguez is still helping people, but in a different way.
There's something deeper when understanding why. Why is this happening? And
He says he's always asked questions and loves research. 3 degrees later, he's now a senior clinical research scientist.
I got to promote
He works at the Institute for Health Promotion Research at UT Health San Antonio, and he oversees large research studies that involve cancer and survivorship.
We're trying to, again, understand what the health quality of life, post-cancer life would be.
Right now, he's working on the Avanzando Caminos Leading Pathways Hispanic Latino Cancer Survivorship Study. This study wants to look at 3,000 people who are fighting cancer. They're looking at different factors like biological, social, mental, stress.
So all of these factors that may otherwise be known in other study populations are not really understood in Hispanic Latinos. And so this is the first of its kind study that's actually doing that.
Rodriguez says they're still wanting to enlist people in the study.
This is how you will be able to amplify your voice to help future survivors.
And for this study, they're looking for people in South Texas and South Florida because of its diverse Latino populations. And that is the news in San Antonio.